Level 1. The volunteer. You begin as nobody. That's intentional. Nobody fears you, nobody notices you, nobody remembers your face. You stand outside schools, mosques, local events, direct traffic, check IDs, watch crowds. But here's what really matters. You're learning people. Who talks too much, who skips meetings, who keeps their curtains shut, who doesn't clap hard enough. The Basij network became the local reach of the system. Ordinary streets, ordinary neighborhoods, constant presence. At first, it feels good. People nod at you. Older men call you responsible. For the first time, you matter. Then you notice something strange. You're not only watching them, they're watching how loyal you are. And loyalty gets promoted faster than talent. Level 2. The trusted enforcer. Then you get a radio. Everything changes. A voice in your hand can move people instantly. Stand here, go there, watch him, stop them. Now the neighborhood feels smaller because you can control it. People react differently now. Some avoid eye contact. Some stare with hate. Both feel like power. Then comes your first real test. You're told to monitor threats close to home. Your barber, your cousin's friend, the teacher who helped you as a kid. This is where it gets interesting. The system doesn't just test obedience, it tests whether you'll choose it over your own people. Respect arrives fast. Fear arrives faster. Level 3. The formal recruit. Now you leave the street and enter the barracks. No more volunteering. This is full-time. Schedules, drills, inspections, silence. The IRGC grew as a parallel force with its own command structure, separate from Iran's regular military. And you feel the difference immediately. One force fights enemies. This one protects power. Beds lined perfectly, boots polished, orders repeated until they become reflex. Your old life starts fading. Friends stop calling. You stop caring. Nobody asks if you're loyal anymore. They already assume you are. Then you're selected. That word hits harder than money. Because now you're no longer replaceable. Your path splits. Ground forces, naval patrols, aerospace, signals, logistics support. One hallway leads to engines, another to surveillance screens, another to maps nobody explains. And where you land decides what kind of power you'll ever touch. If you move supplies, you move armies. If you intercept signals, you hear secrets. If you work missiles, distance stops protecting anyone. Pride fades, skill becomes identity. And some doors only open once. Level 5. The officer. Now they salute you. Even men older than you stand when you walk in. That's what rank does. You issue schedules, assign patrols, enforce discipline, sign reports. Small decisions create real consequences. Someone misses dinner because of your order. Someone gets rewarded because of your signature. Someone gets punished because you needed results. Leadership sounds honorable until you feel the weight of it. And here's the part nobody says out loud. Power feels easier when someone else pays the price. Level 6. The security insider. Now the battlefield changes. You stop guarding borders. You guard narratives. The room is quieter here. No marching, no shouting, just files, screens, interviews, reports. Even the language shifts. Nobody says enemy. They say destabilizer, influence, network, risk. Because control isn't only physical, it's psychological. You're handed a file on someone who looks harmless, a student, a journalist, a shop owner. Maybe dangerous, maybe innocent. And then everything changes. You witness abuse. Stay silent, get promoted. Speak up, lose everything. The most dangerous front line has no gunfire at all. Level 7. The regional operator. Now you travel. No medals, no headlines, no public mission. Your flights are quiet. Your phone says little. Your family asks fewer questions every year. Units like the Quds Force have been widely linked to regional networks, influence operations, and covert reach beyond Iran's borders. You meet strangers in anonymous rooms. They know too much. Borders feel thinner now. Flags matter less than leverage. Success stays invisible. Failure becomes unforgettable. And now even your family doesn't know what you do. Level 8. The Strategic Commander. Now maps replace rifles. You no longer think in streets, you think in range, timing, infrastructure, pressure points, response windows. At this level, decisions travel farther than soldiers ever could. A launch warning can move markets before sunrise. One speech can spike insurance costs overseas. One delay can look like weakness. One strike can reshape headlines worldwide. You used to check IDs at a gate. Now analysts study your body language on TV. Distance becomes your weapon. Level 9. The Shadow Elite. Now the uniform matters less. The phone matters more. You enter rooms where security briefings sit beside business contracts. Construction, energy, ports, media, policy. Force and money share the same table. Analysts often describe the IRGC as influential not only militarily, but economically and politically too. And that changes everything. You don't announce decisions, you whisper them. Then roads get built, budgets move, careers end, doors open before you arrive. But here's the cost. The higher you rise, the less you trust anyone. Every ally may want something. Every favor becomes debt. Every debt comes due. You no longer know where security ends and power begins. Level 10. The Man Who Can't Leave. You made it. The top. Bigger office, thicker glass, colder silence. Everyone stands when you enter. Nobody relaxes. Rivals study your chair. Subordinates study your mood. Outsiders study your weakness. The same machine that lifted you now watches for signs you're slipping. Because in systems built on loyalty, retirement isn't always freedom. Sometimes it's exposure. You could walk away, in theory, but who are you without access, without escorts, without calls answered in seconds, without a machine that turns your words into action? You gained status, you gained fear, you gained power, and lost the one thing you can't order back: freedom. The final rank is a cage. You return to the same gate where you started, older, harder, quieter. A new recruit adjusts his cheap uniform, plastic badge, dusty boots. He thinks he joined for pride. You know the truth. The machine doesn't serve men. It feeds on them.